In this video, I want to talk about something that the YouTube community have been talking about for some time, and that's a certain criteria to evaluate and look at a lens, and that's 3D pop, right? In this video, I want to demystify 3D pop. Now, we have been talking about 3D pop. The YouTube community has been talking about 3D pop for some time now. I would say for the last 2.5, 3 years, the 3D pop conversation has only gone up. And since lenses have become so good now, and there's very little to differentiate between two different lenses, people are looking for subtle, interesting, small value adds to justify purchase of one lens versus the other lens. A lot of channels have spoken about 3D pop, and today I'm talking to Z6-3s, and both of these Z6-3s are actually using two very expensive lenses. This is one lens. I'm not going to reveal to you which lens this is, and the other one is the other. Both are very expensive lenses. Now, I'll tell you why I picked this topic up, because I have been thinking about it. I've been thinking whether my lenses have 3D pop or not. I've been thinking whether my taste in lenses and the kind of image quality that I end up liking, do I understand what 3D pop is? So I wanted to kind of investigate a bit on that. I wanted to understand what 3D pop is. And honestly, I like modern lenses, okay? I think modern lenses have tremendous amount of value because people have figured out, how to make better lenses today. You have lenses that are extremely sharp. You have lenses that produce beautifully accurate colors, corner to corner sharpness, and also they're so many of these lenses are autofocus lenses, right? So they're very convenient to use. Many manufacturers have also figured out how to not have focus breathing. So modern lenses have so much going for them. And we're using these lenses on mirrorless cameras where the flange distance is very short. When you have much shallower flange distance, you have much better overall quality of output. I want to particularly talk about two innovations in camera lens designs. One is aspherical lenses, aspherical lenses, and the other one is ED lenses, or extra low dispersion lenses. Now, the ED elements within a lens, essentially what they do is they ensure when the light passes through a lens element, it ensures that they don't break up in different elemental lights. The white light should remain white. They shouldn't break up into, the entire, the yellow, the green, the purple, all of this. It shouldn't break up. The white light should remain organically white. That's what essentially ED lenses will do. They will ensure that there is no dispersion of the light rays. There is no breaking up of the light rays into different elements, constituent elements. On the other hand, you have aspherical elements, and they essentially ensure that your, the focus plane is uniformly straight. So you have a lot of older lenses. What happens there on those lenses is that you don't have great aspherical lenses. So the focal plane is not like a straight lines. They're often a curved line. So if you want to take a group photo, for example, like people are standing up in a straight line, and you will see the person in the middle is in focus, but the person on the side, they're not in focus because the focus plane is rounded. So the other guy is going to move forward or move backwards, because throughout the width of the lens, the focus point is not always at the same points, not always at the same distance from the sensor. So a lot of people actually talked about how Sony should innovate on curved sensors. And what happens if you have a curved sensor is that lens design becomes easier, and you can account for the spherical nature of lenses, and sort of the sensor design takes care of it. Now, a lot of modern lenses will add ED lenses and aspherical lenses, and the conversation online is that, led by a particular channel, the conversation online is that these two elements make lenses look flat, make lenses look flat and not real, and they don't have the 3D look anymore. Here's what I think. Look, when you have ED lenses, you ensure that the light is focused, the light is actually transmitting just the right information on the sensor. It has nothing to do with if you have depth in real world, the light has to reproduce that, right? Whatever information you have here versus there, they should be transmitted faithfully to the sensor. Now, if you do not have ED lenses, that's not going to happen. The light's going to break up, and you're going to have a subpar image. You're going to have something that will not look real. At the same time, focus plane, right? The focus plane, like when I'm looking at something, My focus plane is not spherical. My brain accounts for it and ensures that I have a straight line of focus. So for example, I'm looking at things through my eyes, even if, okay, I'm wearing specs, but I'm saying generally when I look at things through your own biological eyes, the brain accounts for whatever little distortions your eye lens might have. Now, the camera sensor cannot do that. It doesn't have that supercomputer that our brains are. So lenses are optically designed to sort of fix that problem, right? So what's the intent? The intent is to tell you that whatever is here, and if the lens is focusing at this point, it is focused at this point, right? It's not going to focus at 3 different points at the same time. One here, one there. That the lens shouldn't do. The lens should really focus at one uniform point. And I do think that aspherical lenses at times can create that suddenness in the bokeh, right? That gradual increase in bokeh based on distance, which should happen. But this is about the lens design. The real story is about how you're composing the image. If you have a nicely composed image, when you have taken care of the foreground or the background, you're going to have it a lot of 3D pop. If you're very close to the camera sensor, you will have a lot of blur in the background, and no matter what lens you use, you're not going to have 3D pop because everything is blurred at that point. So it depends on the composition, it depends on how far away you are from the camera sensor and what kind of focal length you're using. If you're really open wide at f1.2, at 2.8 or 1.4, you might see those situations where you're not seeing a lot of gradual change in bokeh. This is the 85 1.2 and I'm shooting at a distance, and it is right now at f1.4. That's the 58.95 knocked, and it's I think at f1 right now, but I'm away by about, I'm not sitting right in front of the lens. So you see a little bit of foreground, you have a sense of distance, and therefore you're not going to see a completely blurred out background. You're going to see a decently sensed character in this image, is my belief. So I think a lot depends on composition, and I think we are unjustifiably discrediting the beauty of the modern lenses. I think the Noct particularly has a lot of 3D pop. I see a lot of 3D pop on the Noct, and I can show you a lot of footage right now where you can clearly see a lot of 3D pop in the Noct. Here is 85 1.2 at 1.4. The 85 1.2 probably does not have as much 3D-ness as the 58 Noct, but I'm quite satisfied when I'm stopping now to 1.4 and I'm sort of maintaining a certain kind of distance where I have enough foreground and enough background. So that's my point of view on it. Subscribe to the channel. Let me know what you think on this very, I would say, contentious topic at this point. I'm going to see you soon with another one very soon. Subscribe.